Hi garden friends, I'm Mel with Sucky Crafts, and today I'll be planting a succulent birdhouse. And check this out, it's just wood, very simple with a little hole there for birds to get in if they want to. I can even put some bird food in there, but this little house is meant to be a planter and it's got the lining already in it, which is great. We sell these kits at Sucky Crafts, by the way, and I'll be planting some beautiful pink succulents. I kind of wanted to go for the pink theme. So I've got, to add height, I have this little sedum variety that I love. I've been using it a lot in my arrangements. And for the thriller, I have this beautiful ruffled echeveria. This is an Echeveria Tahiti. Such a cool name. I just love it. So the primary color is green, but if you give it enough light or sunlight, it turns pink. It's so beautiful. This is a Athana compensis, and it's ruby necklace. And you can see that the top part is receiving more light, so it's turning that purple pink color. But the part that isn't receiving enough light, it stays green. So beautiful. And as fillers, I have, this is a Crassula pine tree. I have Graptosedum variegans. I have Crassula Tonelli, these fuzzy ones right here. Love the color, that minty green with pink. And I have a few thrillers here. I have, this is Echeveria Purple Pearl. I have two Echeveria Lolas. I have Echeveria Cubic Frost. This is a Graptoveria, this is a Purple Delight. I have a Pachyveria Gonzo, and that's it. That's all I have right here. And I'll be planting the succulents in moss, and I have some sphagnum moss here that has been soaking in water, so it's really wet. It's pretty wet. So I'm just gonna stuff the top part and make a bed with the moss. So I recommend, if you're making this yourself, to put as much moss as possible, because that is where the plants will be living for a while. And it kind of stays put if it's wet. So I recommend that you start it off with wet moss. If it's too dry, it'll, crumble over and fall apart. But when it's wet, it kind of stays in one piece there. And I'm just like building a little roof on this birdhouse with the moss. And I think I'm good to go. I'm kind of forming it as I go. And any hole that I see where it needs some more moss, I stuff it in there. Okay, so that's good. So I'm gonna start with my thriller plants, so with the bigger plants. Make my hole there and I just nestle it in there. And I think that this Tahiti will look so cute right in front of the house there. And with the sphagnum, I stuff it around just to keep it put. So it's important to have some at hand, just so if you need it, you can just stuff it in there and it'll keep your plant from falling out. Perfect. All right. So far, so good. Okay. So then I'm gonna go. I thought of putting this towards the back. So I'll put it over here. So this will add height. So add some dimension. It's not completely flat. Okay, so there goes one, and I think I'll be able to fit another one right beside it towards the front, right over here. There we go. I love this sedum. I have to figure out what name it has. It's for sure a sedum, that I know, but there's just so many of them that sometimes it's a little hard to really find the name. So as you can see, there's exposed soil there. I'm gonna grab some moss and just work it around And I'm gonna try not to like make it all smushed. Gonna give it some space to stand up just like that so it can look more natural. And this is such a fun project. I mean, you can just fill it up completely with cuttings, or you can use bigger ones so you don't have to use that many. But I think a mixture of big ones, of big succulents and cuttings makes it look just adorable. So I'm going for the purple pearl. Just like that. Perfect. And this one has a root system already, and I think it's you have a better chance of your plants rooting in a lot faster if you use rooted plants, because they'll root right into the moss rather than like the cuttings. They'll take a lot longer to form roots. Okay, so I've got the Lola, and it's kind of hiding behind the ruffled beauty right in front of it, but that's okay. I'm gonna put it kind of towards the top there. I'll put this one, nestle it right in, the cubic frost right on top. Cubic frost, oh, it's such a beautiful succulent. Not sure if you've ever seen a full-grown cubic frost. They get so big, and the shape, it's something else. It is really something else. One of the prettier pink succulents around. Very delicate though, super fragile, of course. Can't have it all. So I'm just kind of nestle it. So instead of it being like this, I'm gonna put it like this. There we go, that's beautiful. That's a lot better, it doesn't look that awkward. Okay, nice. All right, now I'm gonna work with my fillers. And I work them just like that. So it just gets the job done. Another Tonelli right at the top here. And let me check that out. I approve. Nestle that right in. Grab another Tonelli and work that one in here. There it is. Perfect. Okay. Beautiful. I forgot all about my ruby necklace. So I'm gonna kind of break it apart. Try to grab the strand that I want. Okay, so I like that. I like that. Okay. And just kind of put it where I want it to go. And with my knitting needle, I'm gonna push it in. And really tuck it in, nice and deep. I'm gonna grab some moss and work that moss in it so those roots can stay in there. Okay, and that worked out just fine. With my knitting needle, I'll grab those roots and poke them in. Such a great tool to help you do these little things. And with some moss, I'm gonna anchor it down. All right, so there it is. Great, and I think I'm done with this side other than putting another filler plant right in there. And I'll go for, I don't have more Tonellis. I've made a mess over here. Okay, just gonna put another Graptocedum right there. That was gonna be missing out So stick it in there, grab some moss, put it in there. Perfect. Cool. That worked out. That worked out just fine. I picked just the perfect amount of succulents. And that looks really cool. All right. So as you can see, it's not as hard as it looks. It's just stuffing it with moss and just placing your succulents in there one by one, balancing off the colors. You can choose any colors you'd like. You can just do 2 plants, 1 on each side, you know. It's really up to you what you want to do with your house. But isn't that just adorable? And you know what's even better? If a little bird actually uses it. So if I put some bird seeds right there, maybe it'll come in and have a nice little short visit. Maybe a little rest. Oh, I really enjoyed this little project. It is so cute, and it's really up to you to be as creative as you want or as simple as you want. And it's gonna make such a, you know, impact in your garden. Anyone that comes and visits your garden, they'll be, you know, it'll be a focal point. They'll be like, what is that? You'll be like, yeah, I planted it. Look at it, so cute. So if you want your own kit, go to suckycrafts.com and get your very own. Until next time, bye garden friends. Why don't you hit the subscribe so we can keep in touch.